Takes 90 to 120 seconds. YouTube, they're slow.
Are you gonna release the video at about 5 tonight?
Hmm?
You releasing the video? You going live or?
Yeah, going live. Yeah, we're live right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I'm editing the YouTube part of it. So when people see it, they'll know. They'll see this thumbnail. They can actually hear us talk.
Huh?
They can hear us talk.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah,
What's up?
just can't see us yet.
No. You was talking about that eclipse, man. Put that on the agenda, you know. Like, well, you know what time it is exactly?
Huh?
You know what time it is? The eclipse?
Yeah, it was 12 to
Yeah.
2, I think.
I'm gonna be
here.
on the plane, literally.
I know you said that. Why parallel with it? Against it, that's going to be a trip. So you're going to be seeing it coming.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo.
Oops.
There we
All
go.
right, folks, we're live.
What up? What up? What's going on? How y'all feeling today, man? How's everybody doing?
Kick it in. It's
Guess you gotta get a little closer.
I'm right here. Naked hears.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. The visual's a little messed up, as you can see. I'm here, right? What's going on, fam? How y'all feeling, man? You know, it's A64 National Born Natural, live in direct, live in effect with my man Fearless Floyd. Pound it up, my brother. Pound me up. Don't leave me hanging. You leave me hanging. You leave me hanging.
I'm over here getting the other laptop.
No doubt.
Oh, look at we did.
Yo, see, all right, no doubt. We good. We good. So we out here just shooting this shit, man, on a nice Sunday, man.
There we go.
Yep, man. I've been kicking the head with Floyd probably about like 3 days now.
Thursday,
4 days. That came in on Thursday, right?
Yeah. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep. So you know, we just kicking it. But man, look, I've been doing a lot of looking into the eclipse, and there's different people that have different opinions about this thing, man. So my question to you guys is, how many of you are gonna A, use glasses to look at the eclipse? That came in. B, look at it with your eyes. And I've even heard C, some people go in the house and close all the blinds. So, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, some people don't like the moon because they say the moon is a catch trap for souls. There's a belief that when you die, your spirit's supposed to go up and get absorbed into the moon and redistribute your spirit back down to the earth so you can be reborn again. That's a belief I've heard. I've heard some people also say there's a scenario where older tribes, when there's an eclipse, they would close all the windows and all the doors and stay in the house so they didn't get affected by the madness in so many words. I mean, then you got some people like me that say I'm gonna look right at it. Bare eyes, I'm gonna be looking right at it. Then you got some people that just want to go buy glasses to look at it. You know what I mean? So my question to you guys in the chat is, how are you going to be dealing with the eclipse, and what do you think about it? Let's not forget the United States of America in different areas has deployed the National Guard. I believe New York is one of the places. Is that correct, Floyd?
I know they have them in the subways.
Yeah, they had them already in the subways checking people for arms.
I can tell you that the Texas Department of Public Safety has closed down the highways to all semis, tractor trailers.
Oh shit!
Along that route, due to traffic congestion from people going out on the roads to park and watch and observe. So I do know that. I know people are taking off work that do drive for a living that, have to travel through Texas.
Yeah.
Simply for that reason, they're taking tomorrow off. So tomorrow's going to be an interesting thing.
Yo, could you pull the situation up where the prisoners are suing the state because the state wants to lock them down during the eclipse, and they're saying it's a violation of their religious rights?
Oh, I didn't. They just
Yo, because they were saying because some religions, like the Aztecs and the Mayas beliefs, they stare right at the eclipse. It's supposed to be like fortune or something like that.
Yeah, can you find that? Is that what you want
You
me
better pull that back. But I don't have my phone on me.
Okay. Give us a second over here.
Absolutely.
You can keep talking. Thanks. See.
I want to see what people's comments are in the chat. Is anybody commenting?
Well, I asked him a question over here if it was a directed energy question. Directed energy weapon.
You think it's a direct energy weapon?
I don't know, but if it's plausible, I mean, how many people would that wipe out?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or sterilize them or give them some ailment. I mean, there's never look, I'm 62 years old and I've been through so many of these. We've never had anything near this. They've never shut schools down.
Yeah.
Said there's going to be no traffic. This is just nuts.
How often does this happen?
The last one of this happened in 1979. I was here for
total eclipse, 1979.
Yeah.
Okay. See, here's the crazy thing. I'm gonna be literally in the air while this is happening.
Yeah.
And me and Floyd, we clocked the route, and the route is actually going to be going towards the eclipse. So I'm gonna be in the air looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be sure to get you guys some footage, Lord willing. It'd be the Most High's.
What side of the plane you sitting on?
I
Sitting
think
on
I might be on the left side.
That'd be the correct side.
Yeah.
Let the right side be the correct side.
I might be on the left side, as a matter of fact.
Inmates, there you go. Inmates are suing New York.
Yep, there we go. Yeah, New York is always something fun happening in New York, man. And this is the same state that deployed the National Guard 3 weeks ago to make sure people don't carry arms in the subway. New York's a mess.
Let's go listen to Mickey Mouse tell us about it. When you share screen here, you always got to hit this little
share sound,
optimize. Yeah.
Okay.
They won't get any sound. Way too many times.
6 New York inmates are suing the state after they were told they wouldn't be allowed to view next week's solar eclipse. The Department of Corrections says the prison will be locked down during the event for safety reasons, but the men, who come from a variety of religious backgrounds, say that that's a violation of their constitutional rights, as eclipses hold religious significance across many faiths. After Monday's eclipse, the next one won't be visible until 2044.
2044.
Mm-hmm. It's actually a lot faster than I thought it would be. I thought it would be some stuff like every 1,000 years or something. Like a Mortal Kombat tournament. Every 1,000 years, 6 competitors from Earth go to other realm or something like that. But no, it's not as far as I thought it was. So with these eclipses, they have significant importance, and like the gentleman was saying, in a lot of religious beliefs. Some people believe that these eclipses were a sign from God or the Maker. I've even heard that some of these things, if you were to fast and not have be digesting any food, you'd be able to get the most benefits from the eclipse in terms of, health reasons, or you may have some kind of unlock of DNA. These are all things that I've been basically looking into. So I'm just really curious about what everyone else is saying about this, because I honestly do not have a set opinion about it. I don't feel like it's something out there to harm us, though. Personally, I don't think that's the case. But do I have any proof for that? No, I don't. You not. That's it right there. Oh, Eric Sellenberg, what's up, man? I see you over there, Champ. He's on my channel all the time. What up, bro? Matt C, what's good? What's good? Dylan Shay, what up? What's good? Okay, you get those likes up. We only got 4 people in here watching them.
7 watches.
7.
4 likes.
7 watching. Let's get 3 more likes.
Yeah, I don't get a whole bunch of live viewers because they never know when I'm coming on. Static. Like
Yeah.
you come on every Sunday night.
Usually Sundays, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so what's going to be your method of watching it? Are you gonna?
Well, I'm not going to pay attention to
Oh, really?
it. No.
Why is that?
I'll be right here doing what I do, and I'll have the actual local news on. I'm sure they'll be all over.
Yeah.
I'll just let Mickey Mouse and Goofy go cover it for me.
Floyd said business as usual. He said business as usual, so ain't no big deal to him.
I was there for 79. I mean, it was no big deal in 79. I don't understand why it's such a big deal now, and everybody's just going fucking nuts.
Yeah. There was the last one I remember that was like, it wasn't a total eclipse, but it was like 60% or something like that. It was in 1993 or 4. I was in 3rd grade, and I was on the playground, and they were like, yo, look. And we were all looking up, and you could see, the moon blocking the sun to a partial degree. And then we had one, how many years ago? Was this 5 years ago now?
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. And what percentage was it? You remember?
I don't know. Like I told you, I didn't pay attention to these.
Yeah, I know.
things.
It was partial. It was a partial eclipse. It wasn't a total eclipse.
It's an event, big deal.
I mean, but you know what? I always found nature fascinating, though. Like, have you ever seen the Northern Lights? Like,
Yeah.
live? I would love to see the Northern Lights, man, because to me, that's just nature at its finest. Nature always really fascinated me with certain aspects of how things looked. So, things like eclipses and, Northern Lights, just even being on the beach is just, for me, it's just mind blowing, man.
So you dig the bioluminescent bays in Puerto Rico?
The bio what?
Bioluminescent bays.
I've never seen those.
Yeah, they have, I guess, canoes or kayaks, but
Mhm.
clear. So you can see in the bay, and then at night they get bioluminescent.
Yeah,
I didn't
Florida
get a
has that
chance
too,
to-
don't they?
Probably.
I think Florida does have that. They said that the tourists messed it up though. Like when they put it on a little clip on, YouTube or a clip on Instagram, and all the tourists will come down and trash the whole goddamn beach up and move. They had like little jewel. They weren't jewels, but they were like rocks, pebbles that were clear.
Okay.
Some of them were blue, some of them were pink, purple. And when the moon hit them just the right way, it was really nice.
Oh wow.
And then the plankton inside the ocean would glow for whatever reason, like you said, a luminescent situation. Moon hit it just right, it'd be really nice. And they said, yo, it's not that nice anymore because tourists came down there and messed it up. Commerces. You know what I'm saying?
Destroy everything. Sad.
Yeah, it is, man. I saw somebody throw. It bothers me when I see people throw stuff on the ground. If I'm in the car or something like that, and I see somebody throw trash out of the window, and I'm like,
Oh,
yo,
you see these fools, man, they'll pull right out of McDonald's, all these fast food restaurants, and man, they just throw this shit.
that is so stupid to me.
I'll be like, God damn, really?
Right. You gotta live here. You have to live here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean-
You live in this area.
Yeah, trash in our neighborhood,
Stupid, man. It's just, and then the problem is there's literally trash cans every damn way. Any corner you go to in Baltimore City, there's a trash can.
Okay.
Why are you throwing shit on the
Yeah,
floor?
they don't have that here.
Oh yeah, they got it in Baltimore. There's trash cans everywhere in Baltimore. And there's never a situation where you need to throw something on the ground. But
Maybe I should put y'all politicians in there.
right, how about that?
Make good use of them.
Jeez. I was on a post. I told you about this the other day. I was on a post, and they're having a mayoral election in Maryland. They have a guy named Brandon Scott, and interesting thing about Brandon Scott, his birthday is 4/8/85. The whole bridge collapse thing that happened. His speech was very underwhelming. He seems like he was one of those guys that meant well when he was outside, but when he got in, as we know, the pond is dirty. So you take the cleanest stuff and put him in the dirty pond, you're gonna be soaked. So before he got in, this is what all politicians, they talk a big game. we're gonna clean this city up. We're gonna turn this city around. We're gonna cut out the gun violence, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? There's create opportunities for the young Black youth. All of these things, and he gets in and does nothing. Gun violence is up. You know what I'm saying? Violent crimes are up. It's just a mess. So with his whole entire thing, they're trying to basically say Mayor Brandon Scott is not doing what he's supposed to do. So here they go putting another freaking door. Well, we're gonna put this Democrat in, and maybe he'll do the same thing or something different, not the same thing that Brandon Scott did. And me personally, I'm way beyond putting our faith in politicians. Yes, we're past that point. Yeah. We haven't seen that at this point. I'm not really sure what can sway you. After 2020, all the cards have been face up on the table. Now, whether you want to look at the table or not is completely up to you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So this type of thing for me is like, you've been doing it the same way for the past how many years, and the place is in the toilet. Why not try something different? So Baltimore's, the politicians are definitely the issue, but at the end of the day, it's the people. We can't just put everything on the politicians. The people have to change their way of thinking. We got to get back to acting like the people and not the persons. You know what I'm saying?
I actually wrote a letter to somebody yesterday.
Actually, right there on top. Give me a second. Send this text.
Double standard there. Got me out here drinking plastic bottled water. Y'all know this is out of character for me, but seeing as how I don't have my silver goblet, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta do what you gotta
I gotta make do with the plastic water and just detox when I get home. All good though.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just, you know, doing things, trying to do things different, you know, taking your reality into your own hands. You see what happened with Chicago with the migrant crisis, quote unquote. And they didn't care at first that the migrants were being placed in the cities until they threatened, or they didn't threaten. They basically said, well, yeah, we're going to tear down this park and turn it into a migrant housing shelter. And this park was literally where the children played at, man. Recreation and things of that nature were done in this park. So now you got a bunch of the Democrats. I like to call them basically indigenous people. Some people call them Black. But, you had these people basically coming to town hall meetings super angry. Why is it a situation where you guys are giving these migrants all of this money and you're tearing down our park, which we pay for these people, and they're not even citizens, quote unquote. You know what I mean? These ain't even people that are underneath the trust, the U.S. trust. So they're going back and forth with their politicians, and they shut the town hall meeting down on 2 different occasions because they weren't trying to listen to them at all. So it got to a point where they actually did a federal court case, and they're suing the hell out of the politicians. So learn from their mistakes, man. They didn't care about the migrants at first because they didn't feel like it impacted them until it did. And then when it does, is you fighting for your damn life now because you're on your last leg, trying to get this turned around when you could have just avoided this problem by, using a different way of thinking. Look at the situation and say, maybe I'm doing something. Maybe me talking to all my people that I know about this politician and putting these people in office, maybe it's a scenario where I might be to blame in the particular circumstance. You know what I mean? So, now you famous, man. Famous Floyd.
Oh, no.
All good. My man Charles Bibleson said, I pulled up to them and handed it back to them and said, you guys accidentally dropped this. It's hilarious seeing their reaction with the trash. Word. I ain't mad at that at all, man. Look, this planet, this reality is where we live. You know what I'm saying? We're here. We got to take care of it. But at the end of the day, making sure that it's actually clean and habitable would be a great idea. Needless to say, I shouldn't need to say it, but for whoever needs to hear it, let's not throw trash on the damn ground. Now how you feel about the hemp plastics?
Hemp plastics?
Yeah, biodegradable hemp plastics. Really? You never heard of hemp plastics? So the idea is that cannabis, the cannabis plant itself, can be used in a certain way to make what's called biodegradable plastics. And this initiative has been out for, it's not new. It's been
Right.
out for a long time, but uh, the idea is that they can use the hemp in order to create plastics. So when they're thrown on the ground or they're thrown in the ocean, they'll basically wither away because it's made out of natural materials. Regular plastics, of course, being highly toxic, which is why we're not really supposed to be drinking stuff out of them. And they're very terrible with heat. Like if you leave one of these bottles in the car with water in it when it's hot, don't drink that because it is a lot of nasty stuff in there.
Oh, it got to you hot.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. It's been sitting in the warehouse probably for 4 months in hot ass goddamn Arizona or something.
In the truck.
There you go.
Unless it's a refrigerated truck.
There you go, man. So
in this Texas heat, yeah, it got massacred.
there you go. Hey, he's telling you facts right now.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh
yes. So the idea is that the cannabis would be a more healthier for the environment and better off way of creating a plastic that's not as destructive.
Y'all can thank William Randolph Hearst for that.
William Randolph Hearst.
Yep.
Break that down.
William Randolph Hearst was a newspaper publishing magnate back in the 20s and 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much had a monopoly on media, print media.
Okay.
And
I see what this is doing.
he's the one who created the whole aura of marijuana is bad.
Oh, yeah, you mean the Reefer Madness?
Yes.
Okay, got you. I didn't know what his name was, but I do know
William Randolph Hearst. Patty Hearst's grandfather?
Shit. yeah. I actually still have that DVD, Reefer Madness.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
I know.
It's propaganda at its finest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like almost a comedy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's best to watch it while you're stoned, actually.
It's funnier.
It was funnier when you're stoned. But I was like 25. I was like, let me toke up real quick. Put that shit on. Like, I was tripped out. And they put these interesting colors and spirals and all that to fuck with you while you're stoned. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a great watch while you're stoned. You know, you watch it sober, you're like, oh, what the hell?
You're tripping.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of propaganda for that back in the day. They said this was entrenched in the Mexican, which was, you know, the whole damn near west side of the United States of America landmass was Mexico at one point.
Right. Yeah.
And the idea was, from what I gather and read, to drive the Mexicans away from certain areas, which I personally say the Aztecs, the Mexicans, the indigenous tribes are probably all intertwined.
Yes, absolutely. They're all Central American Indians.
There you go. So this was more of a let's move these mofos off of their property, you know, push them out or repel them from the property so that we can have land. We talked about adverse possessions as well, which is how the Sioux tribe lost the Mount Rushmore. I actually was teaching my daughter about that. And you know, we looked into that real heavy and we were like, yo, that's so they lost their land basically through a treaty. Well, it wasn't through the treaty. They had a treaty because they had a war for the land. And then you were telling me about Wounded Knee happened. And then there's other settlers who came to stay on that land as well. They didn't kick them off. So the way adverse possessions works is, you know, you can't really abandon property. And people that start to learn about the adverse possessions thing too, and they're freaked out. They're like, yo, this is a travesty. No, what the banks are doing to you is a travesty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's even beyond the banks. It's what your own state is doing to you. Because the whole real estate process from the time that you pick up the phone to call the realtor, it's all real estate fraud.
Yep.
Everything's fraud. It's legal fraud is what it is. And the state's compounding if they're allowing it. They make the rules and all the policies and procedures and laws. And it's just like when a real estate agent here in Texas draws up a contract. Once that contract's written up and signed, the only person that can amend it is a hired attorney, period. The real estate agent can't even amend it. If they do that, they'll lose their license or get suspended. So yeah, it's a sad deal. It's going all the way around, and again, it all starts with the government. In this letter that I wrote to this person yesterday, I described what's going on. And I'm okay. This is my statement, and I do everything under oath. I do not give a fuck about these jural assemblies, private membership associations, none of that garbage. Those dumb fucks are going to get the same shit the last bunch did before the entity blew up, talking about the assembly or whatever it's called. Reorganized, blew up, reorganized, blew up. The de facto or the monster that we, the people, created and allowed to metastasize into an ignorant, tyrannical, greedy, parasitic bully. And in business, I think it's called mismanagement. That's what I told her, what's going on. So you're going up against this thing that we created. So the only thing to slay what we created is for us to go back in and take it back over. And that's what nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to get back into the political machinations and try to, take the power back,
turn things around
and fix it.
Yeah. Basically bleach the dirty ass pool, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And power rarely cedes power.
Nope.
Once it acquires power.
Yep.
And that's where we're at, this big quagmire. So when the people, are running around trying to change things, they have to do it in a manner that can be effective and that everybody understands. It's same thing when I talk about all this paperwork that's being filed into courts by these people. You file these affidavits, okay? And affidavit for this, you do your proof of claims and you want the rebuttal, but it's time to go to court to be heard or whatever that looks like. Did you call the court coordinator or the court clerk and schedule a time and date for a hearing to be heard because you filed all this paperwork that you want to be heard? You want everybody in that court to read it. You want the judge to read it. You want the prosecutor to read it. You want the clerk to read it, the court reporter to read it. You want the bailiff to read it. So he even knows what the hell's going on, right? You want everybody in there to read it. You want to be heard. But yet, when it's time to show up for court, you disappear. You don't appear. So all the paperwork that you filed that you wanted to be heard, now they're looking at it going, well, they don't want to be heard. They just totally disrespected us. They took all our time, money, and energy, and then just think that we're going to just act upon this paper without them showing up to enforce it or be heard or present their arguments and authorities. It's not going to happen like that. The only way we're going to change this country, I keep telling you folks, okay, y'all listen to me. You're going to have to do it politically. You have either we're going to have to crush the political system that we have, just totally do away with it, scrap it, and start over. And that includes getting rid of all Congress, executive branch, legislative branch, judicial branch, and start over, recreate it. That or go in and redo it ourselves. Remodel, clean house. That's the only way it's going to happen. And the problem is, when these entrenched politicians, okay, and it doesn't matter if whether it's on the city level, county level, state level, federal level, that have been there for a decade or two or three or four, some of them 5. Yeah, they've been in there forever. Okay. They've been corrupted. They are corrupt to their fucking core. They don't even know how to follow the law anymore. They're so corrupt.
Yep.
And they don't care. But because of their influence, their power, their esteem, infamy, okay, when this new little rookie legislator comes in, doesn't know anything, and he's all bright-eyed, bush-tailed, wants to get in with the movers and shakers, and I'm, I've been in the Senate for 40 years, and we're having a little get together, why don't you come on over and we have a little dinner party and blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, you wake up and you're watching this video of you having sex with these 2 5-year-old, boy and girl. And you're like, what? When did that happen? You're going to do whatever we tell you to do now.
Same thing in the rap industry.
Yeah, same thing.
Exact same thing.
And that's what's going on. And, that's what happened in the Playboy Mansion. That's what happened with Epstein. That's what's going on with Sean Diddy Combs. And it's not stopping there. It's pervasive across all industries. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in the real corporate world.
Yeah, 100%.
Some of these big corporations like Facebook and Google and, that ilk. That would not surprise me one bit either.
100%. Yeah, it's the corruption runs deep, man. And at some point you gotta say, is it a scenario where it's the common man that's the problem, or is it something deeper? How deep do you want to go with it? Are we talking about men can by nature be greedy in certain scenarios, or is it some darker forces at play here? I would say the latter personally. I would say, Bohemian Grove. We got to talk about Bohemian Grove. Oh, never mind. Forget that. Scratch that from the record. You gave me the look like, oh, shit, not on my channel.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, so
I'll talk about anything. Of course, the video is not going to stay up on YouTube.
fair enough. Not anymore. It's not anymore.
We're already past that Rubicon.
Yeah, so we got to talk about stuff like that. You know what I mean? We got to talk about Epstein Island and all of that stuff, the power structures, what they do for initiation, like he just said and told you exactly what it was. It's 100% corrupt. Only way I can really see, other than just tearing it down from the inside and restructuring it, would be like get yourself some land, go out somewhere, build yourself a cabin and a fence, get your own chickens and all that good stuff, put your stuff in a trust, and just be left the F alone for the most part.
Now, let me ask y'all this. Would y'all be all messed up a bit if there was no election in November of 2024?
Good question.
And what that would look like? Or are we going to appoint a king? Or are we going to, is there a king going to ascend and rule over us? What's that going to look like?
They're going to do anything to keep the screenplay going, man. I mean, let's be honest. I've been to DC twice since 2020, and there's National Guard all over the place.
And he told me that none of them have weapons.
They didn't have guns. It was the craziest thing. They were all standing around with no guns. The police officers had the guns. These guys were just standing around. And there was literally groups 5 or 6 of them. There'd be a Humvee on the side of the road, and they would just be standing there. You know what I'm saying? The police were there as well, just as many police as always. But all the buildings, the government capitol buildings and all that stuff, boarded up, fenced up, can't get within a few thousand feet of them. So at what point are we going to say, yo, this is a dog and pony show? The reason they're showing this is because they want to keep people to stay being lulled to sleep and not know what actually happened. You remember in California, the dock got closed off for 4 months, and they were saying a lot of the ships,
cargo containers.
Yeah, a lot of the ships were basically sitting there with stuff on them, and they weren't being delivered. And this is right around the time people were suspecting that the White House was being sold. You know what I'm saying? The Oval Office was permanently closed via Google listing right after 2020 happened. So
and I think that was staged. And the reason I say that is because when that was occurring, my friend lived one street over from the Bayport Cargo Terminal.
Okay.
And that's in Shore Acres, Texas, which is LaPorte, Texas. LaPorte, the port.
Okay.
LaPorte. Okay. And it might be 3 a.m. and you can hear one of those cargo containers fall. It'll get dropped. Oh, man. Or big cargo hatches, they'll close those. Wow. There was no shortage of cargo ships coming into the Bayport Cargo Terminal. I actually went and did a video on, I don't do videos like that. Yeah, to prove everything. I was like, look, you can see the line coming, and here, there they are. There's one, there's two, and there's another one right behind it waiting to come in.
PSYOP there.
Yeah.
Psychological operation. Distraction? Distraction?
I think a lot of this is distractions to, put more fear porn out there to keep people stressed out, worried, and, how am I going to make ends meet? Do I need to go to the grocery store? Stop obligating.
Right. It's toilet paper.
Yeah, well, buy all this long-term food that you really don't like or don't want, and but it's long-term food like ramen noodles. It's cheap.
That stuff is the worst.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat it,
Jeez,
but
man.
it's emergency food.
Yeah, true that, man. At some point, I'd like to just go out and just pick them pine needles off the tree before I eat that crap. But yo, check this out. Have you ever had pine needle tea?
I have.
It's pretty good, man. If you guys never had pine needle tea, it's supposed to be real good for your health. Pine needles taste like citrus a whole lot. Like you just bite into them. They're not as sweet as like an orange would be, but it is like the fresh flavor. You can also use pine needles for cleaning products and stuff like that. But jumping off topic, a lot of things. There's a book you can grab called The Old Ways. And I actually bought this book in 2020, not knowing SHTF, you know what I'm saying? I think I bought it in like February before everything really started happening. And I got the book. And it just tells you what plants you can eat, you know what I'm saying? What ones are edible, what they look like, gives you a picture of them, what they can be used for. These are probably things that would be a good idea to have in case something happens.
Good segue.
Absolutely. Floyd has there you go, right there, that radio right there. I actually have mine at the house now. So when I get back to Baltimore, yep. When I get back to Baltimore, I'm gonna be figuring out how to use it. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you about this little thing here. Okay. This is a Baofeng UV5R Pro. And I have to say that because the guy who y'all want to watch to teach you how to use this thing, he loves doing that. He's being very facetious when he does it. But it comes with an app. You get 2 of these radios. It has a belt clip that you can attach to it later. It has a short antenna. It also has a, I don't know, about a 2-foot whip antenna. It has FM radio. It also has a flashlight, an alarm on it, multiple ham radio channels. It also comes with an app. Inside that app you can chat with other ham radio users. There's groups in there. I just barely glazed the surface. And yesterday we thought we were going to get these all set up, and as we started getting into them and program them, we're like, wow, this is a very complicated instrument. So for 2 of these, 2 charger docks, a wireless dongle that goes on here to program it. Let's see, 2 charging cords, 2 of these antennas, 2 walkie-talkies, 2 of the long antennas, 2 sets of earphones, and I believe that's about it. It came in the box. You can set this light. See, it does purple, blue, orange. You can change those. A very, very, very complicated tool. 2 of these for $65. Incredible.
And beat it.
The only bad thing, they're from China. You're gonna find
as everything is.
Yeah, you can find one in America. Good luck. But
right.
According to the guy's site on YouTube, all you gotta do is just put in the Baofeng. That's Baofeng. You can find these on Amazon. I believe the link's in my Telegram room. But for $65, these are freaking killer. Extremely complicated as far as learning everything, because you're learning a whole new system, abbreviations, what all these little buttons do for shortcuts, etc., etc. So that's the learning curve. We thought we were like in the curve last night, but we figured out, we ain't even approached the curve yet, because once you get into the to the programming, you got to set the channels. You got to know which channels that you want to set. These also work with repeaters. This is an 8-watt unit. It will, transceive and receive from all over the world, and they have repeaters And
all over the world.
all over the world. Yeah.
Fire.
That's why you have the repeaters. And that's what we were doing. We were going through the list. Some of them were 6,000-7,000 miles away.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
That's
But you have to log into those repeaters
Right.
to be able to use them and leapfrog along the way to get where you want to go.
Gotcha.
So if I'm trying to reach you in Maryland,
Yeah.
if I don't have enough repeaters
Mhm.
lined up to get to
Conduct
you,
the signal.
right, it's
Right.
not going to get to you. It's going to die off somewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you got to go through this list of all these repeaters, and you can also use your unit as a repeater as well, and post it on in the repeater database, so other people can bounce off your unit as a repeater.
Hey, like he said, man, very complex. But we can
It's
start using it now. Start figuring it out now.
yeah, ham radios, because you know, when the internet goes down, your cell phone goes down, or you know, people want to start taking down cell towers because of 5G radiation. Who knows? You know, communication systems. Once you take that down, food supply, fuel supply, communications. You take those three things down, you've conquered the army.
Go.
So that's what we're going to try to do, is get as many people as we can to get these units, because according to the ham operator that that did the tutorial on you, he's done a bunch of tutorials on these. He says this is hands down the world's best mobile ham radio. Period. End of story. No other discussion.
Yep. So
So-
get on it. Grab it. Get on it.
Yeah, check it out. It is right there. It is a Bayo phone. BAOFENG UV 5R Pro. And you get two of these, about $65 on Amazon. So go check them out, order them, get them. And once I figure out the whole thing with the chat group and all that inside the app that comes with this, Oddmaster, we'll move forward on that. I was going to just do a Telegram room, but apparently they have their own internal platform to do everything that I was going to do. So no reason to create a another platform that doesn't need to be there.
100%. Yes, but preparation is key. Somebody said something right there very interesting. Emergent Yellow Hammer 44 said emergency funding can be used on the bridge instead of taking funds allocated for the state's yearly budget. I mean, to be honest, that bridge had an insurance policy on it. All of those government buildings had insurance policies on them, or some kind of bond or something like that. Looking it up now.
No. And
Yeah, it's gotta they have, and then even if the bridge didn't,
well, Silverstein had a $1 trillion insurance policy on the bridge.
there you go. So why is it a
He's the
situation?
guy who had the insurance policy on the World Trade Center.
Oh, okay. So check this out. Why is it a situation where we got the federal government is paying for the bridge? That doesn't make any sense to me. You know, the boat has insurance as well. You know, there's international insurance that boats can get if they're traveling to other territories. In case something happens, they can go through the international insurance to basically insure the accident or the damage. So why would the federal government need to be paying for the bridge to be destroyed if that's the case, or excuse me, to be rebuilt if that's the case? You know, Biden came out the first day it happened.
Yeah.
The federal government will pay for everything. Why does the federal government need to pay for everything? Why? Why are you trying to pay? What are you trying to do? You know, are you trying to get votes because you know you're screwed? Are you trying to ham up to the people or whatever? So that you can try to get your foot back in the door with Baltimore. You know, I don't think he has anything to worry about in Baltimore, to be honest. Unfortunately, but to be real though, yeah, 100%. Why is it a situation where the federal government want to even pay for that? Somebody said, Catherine Riley said fake. The bridge really was destroyed. I mean, like I told you, I'm actually from Baltimore, in case you didn't know. The bridge was destroyed. I'm not sure if you're saying Biden offering for the federal government to pay for it is fake or not. I don't think that's the case. But,
Insurance is off the hook because of an emergency. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that don't make any sense. And you know what? Somebody did bring up a good point. They said, "Yo, but peep it out. The reason why the federal government wants to cover it is because if there's an insurance policy coverage of that magnitude, you know what comes next before that claim is paid? Investigation. Investigation. You do something like insurance fraud with your car. You pay somebody to steal your car
I
or
have
something.
no idea if it's true or not, but I read a blurb last night that they couldn't find the black box
Here we go.
for the show.
Here we go. Yep. So that answers your question right there. So yeah, they probably offered to pay it because there would have been a huge investigation as to what exactly happened. The black box would have been looked for. But if the federal government offers to pay it, like insurance is off the hook. There's no investigation. Oh, it's a miracle. The federal government has all this goddamn cheese to pay for this bridge and the destruction thereof. And even though they sent all this damn money overseas to these other countries, Ukraine, money to Israel.
Money laundering.
Yep.
I'm trying to find a buddy of mine. See if I can call Rocky. See if his number's still the same. Rocky is a
It's Rocky.
Rocky is Scotty. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
Oh, not much, man. I have a quick question for you because you are a boat captain, correct?
Yeah, I am. What's up?
I wanted to I have a show on YouTube and we're talking about the that cargo container or cargo ship that hit the Baltimore Bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of phone calls about that.
Yeah, I bet you have. What's your opinion on that being a captain that's driven or actually piloted up and down the Mississippi River multiple
I
times?
mean, it happens, Dave. It happens more than people actually realize. It just the bridge normally it normally doesn't fall in the water.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I'm pretty big conspiracy theorist. Most of them are true, but yeah, I mean, with the way the ship lost power, and it was over. If you look at the line where it was at, I'm sure it pulled a bank suction, and which put it into that pier. You can tell that they rolled it back, that they put it in reverse because you can see the stacks. But I mean, the way I see it is you got a guy that makes about, I don't know, 400,000, 500,000 called a ship pilot, called a pilot,
Right.
that comes on the vessel at the sea buoy, gets them to the dock, and is required by law, to have him on board, So I mean, it'd really be hard to do anything stupid with him on board,
Right.
and him not come out and say, "Hey, y'all doing some shady shit."
Yep.
So,
Wow.
but you can tell they went from like they switched generators and then they lost that generator. So it sounds to me like they had a fuel problem.
Wow.
But I don't know. There's a lot to it though.
So
Now why Joe Biden decided he's gonna fix the bridge when he didn't fix everybody else's? I don't know about that. But
yeah, our point exactly.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
But there was about three bridges hit before that bridge even got hit in the same month. I mean, people mess up all the time.
Yeah.
And they put them in the worst places ever. I mean, they are literally designed to go right in the bend, or or in a turn, just because that's where the erosion doesn't occur.
Right.
On the banks, and so like that's where they're designed to put, so that they last for the most, the longest time. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, there's always some sort of negligence, but if it was intentional, I don't think that was the case.
Well, the boat had insurance, correct?
I mean, the ship,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming, man. You gotta freaking have some sort of certificate COI.
Yeah.
I know we can't opt.
Interesting. Interesting stuff.
Huh. You there?
But what they need to be looking into is the inspection reports on the damn bridge, whether the dang thing was, you know, being kept up with, because they don't just fall in the freaking water like that, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know.
That's
These bridges here and here around here get hit all the time. It's not uncommon.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people are saying that they feel as though thermite charges were used certain parts of the bridge because the way it collapsed was too perfect. We all know the thermite charges was used in 9/11, top of the building straight down, controlled demolition. I even had a military guy say he worked in military controlled demolitions for like 14 years. He's like he knows exactly what a controlled demolition looks like, and the fact that the thing collapsed the way it did, perfectly straight down controlled demolition.
Absolutely. Yeah, we ain't stupid.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
just timed perfectly. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he hits the bridge, detonate the charges. That type of thing.
All right, man. Well, thank you, Rocky. I appreciate you telling me that, man. I just really wanted to find out the real answer. I knew you had it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of shady shit going on in the world. I don't know, man. I mean, it could go either way, but I don't know. So anyway, all right, dude. Well, it was good hearing from you.
Yep. All right, brother. Don't be a stranger. All right, bye.
Nice. You have your expert.
Yeah, he's a tugboat captain. He's been up and down the Mississippi River hundreds of times. He's been doing this since he was a little kid. And we were talking about concrete. He had a concrete business too.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, he was doing that, tugboating, and then doing concrete. That dude was making stupid fucking money.
All right.
But if y'all want to talk about the mooring process, I can call my ex-wife's father, who owns Houston Mooring. We can ask him.
Right.
But,
we really got to go to that length. Right?
Yeah, I don't think I need to go there. But I do have those connections, folks. As you see, I can pick up a phone, pretty much make shit happen. That's what I like. Pretty neat to be able to do that. Let's see what we have over here. The federal government is the people, Anderson's Law Dictionary, 1889, pertaining to a league or a compact of independent sovereignties.
The federal government is the people.
That's where the federal government is the people. Which is true. I mean, we created it.
And we created the government, but when we talk about, the people have these rights, we're not talking about the federal government, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Congress is our representatives that we elect to go represent us on the federal level. So technically, yeah, federal government is we, the people.
But the rights, like for instance, Second Amendment, the people have the right to keep and bear arms. It's not just talking about Congress.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody tried to somebody said something like that last week, and the way he said it was so weird. He was like, yo, the people is the government. The people. So whenever the Constitution is talking about the people's rights, it's talking about the government's rights. I'm like, what? Why would we create a pact between the government to stop them from infringing on their own rights? That doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? The way he was saying it. So I'm gonna go as far as to say on that particular one, what Floyd is saying is making sense, but you have to. That's a very slippery slope. Very slippery slope. In that case, what rights do you have? You know what I'm saying? What natural rights do you have?
Well, I was reading somebody's comment.
Yeah,
that wasn't mine. Yeah, I was just trying to rationalize the application of how they contexted it.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. She was the CEO of a shipping company.
It's one.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to take us about 45 minutes to get there.
Yeah, let me call this dude. Okay. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
It's my show. I'm back. Say, how did that look? I didn't even start the show. So everybody, hi, welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. I am your host, Fearless Floyd. Today is Sunday, April what? 7th. How could I forget that? Because tomorrow's the 8th, 2024. And tomorrow's the big day, 4/8/2024, for the solar eclipse. And I have had the very good pleasure of having A6 stay in my house for several days now. He's leaving tomorrow. Had a great time. Had no idea he's over 6 feet tall. He's tall and lanky. He got out of the car and I went, oh, wow, okay. You don't look so tall on YouTube. He goes, well, I thought you were short and squatty, all stocky. No, I'm not. I'm 6 foot tall, about buck 90, buck 91, buck 92. Depends on if I eat or not. But yeah, we've had a good time fixing yesterday we went out to Foodie Land, which is a touring food festival. He went out last night and went out the night before that. I don't really go out and party like I used to. In my opinion, nothing good happens after 10 o'clock in Houston, Texas.
He's right. That's why we just ate and was like, all right, let's drop this girl off the club and let's get back. Shit, maybe when I was 24, 23, I'm out there till like 5 in the morning. You know what I mean? That's not something I do very often. Yeah.
Well, you got to hang out with your boy that, he's from Baltimore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We moved out of Houston about 4 years ago. Dude, never looked back since. Very nice out here, man. Only thing I tell you guys, you come down here, bruh, the road rage is ridiculous, man. And the traffic got a lot worse. I was here about 3 years ago. Traffic wasn't that bad, but it really changed in the last 3 years. So overcrowding is a factor. Everybody's running from Cali. They're running from all these Democratic liberal states. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to goddamn run for mine. But the only difference is I'm not gonna fucking shit. I'm gonna ask Floyd, yo, how do you vote? Republican. All right, cool. That's what we doing. Let's keep the area nice. Let's keep it, being the reason why we left our state to come there. You feel me? So people come there from Cali and vote the same way, and it just, they gotta move somewhere else again.
If you do come to Texas, okay, make sure that you're coming to an area that's not a Democratic stronghold like Houston or Dallas or Austin or San Antonio. I mean, if you want to come and try to change, the political environment and flip it over to Republican, yeah, we'd love to have it. This used to be a Republican state. Actually, it was Democrat, then it went to Republican, then went back to Democrat. As far as the big cities, the rest of the states pretty much Republican. All the rural areas, Republican. Outside of the big cities, Republican. It's the big cities that are entrenched. And those are the ones that are being encompassed with out-of-state residents that are moving here now. And they're moving to these big cities. They're coming here to Houston, and I was showing 6, the development, what that looks like, how they're just sandwiching in these little 3-4 story townhouses, they're like 2 foot apart, everywhere, every nook and cranny that they can put them in. And what they're actually, let's no. Just tell y'all what they're doing. Remember we were talking about that?
Yeah, the houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to play again, don't you?
All right, this is happening in Sugar Land, which is Fort Bend County, which is one county over to the southwest of Houston. This is a 750 home community with a car-free zones, a farm on the and lake. It's coming to the Richmond area. It's from March 7th. Imagine doing many of your errands on foot, from picking up dry cleaning to buying farm fresh produce while catching glances of migratory birds swooping over a community farm and lake as you walk a trail back to your house. That's the kind of lifestyle developers of a new agri-hood envision for Fort Bend County, where a 235-acre residential community with a 42-acre farm and car-free zones is about to rise in the Richmond area. Houston-based developer Meristem Communities is breaking ground this week on Indigo, a residential community expected to feature 750 homes, including 100 rental homes off Texas 99 and US 90. The first residents are expected next February, with an additional 2 phases opening over the next 2 years at 1300 Harlem Road in Richmond. The neighborhood is 26 miles southwest of downtown Houston and 10 miles west of Sugar Land. Meristem aims to disrupt the typical master plan community concept by clustering most of the homes together on smaller lots, enabling the developer to dedicate more than half the community to open space and neighborhood trails. Plans call for a 25-acre lake for swimming, fishing, and kayaking, miles of trails, and 42 acres of farm and pasture for visitors to meander or buy fresh produce and eggs. Every other block within the neighborhood is designated as a car-free zone, where homes face a green space instead of a street, and small parks replace front lawns. Many of the houses will have garages in back accessible through tree-lined alleys. We wanted it to be a safe place for children and families. We're trying to accomplish a community that is different. It's an actual community where you know your neighbors, and one of the ways to do that is to create green spaces, says Clayton Garrett, partner at Meristem Communities. Garrett and his business partner, Scott Snodgrass, are the same duo behind Agmenity, which builds and oversees farms and residential communities. Their past work includes adding farms to Milliken Reserve and College Station, which is where A&M is at, as well as Johnson's development, Jordan Ranch in Fulshire, which is
That's not too far from where
Yeah.
the corn is.
yeah, it's not too far from here. And Harvest Green, 3 miles from where Indigo is planned. Harvest Green, which opened in 2015, was almost sold out by mid-2022 when Johnson Development announced a 630-acre expansion. The communities are part of a growing trend of agri-hoods and neighborhoods that incorporate an agriculture element for residents to reconnect with how their food is made. I think that Harvest Green has proven there's demand for it, said Snodgrass, a partner at Meristem Communities. These farms are not profitable standing on their own, but they provide a lot of amenities that a typical farm wouldn't. Snodgrass and Garrett operated a farm on the land where Indigo was planned, producing direct-to-consumer vegetable boxes for about 350 families across Houston every week. That work has been paused as they turn to developing their own agri-hood. But the embrace of green space and agriculture is only part of how Meristem aims to differentiate its community. Rather than incorporating a standard strip mall, the development puts most residents within walking distance of a 70,000 square foot mixed-use Indigo Commons. There, Meristem aims to attract service-oriented retailers and food and beverage purveyors alongside artisans and craft makers selling wares and small shops and kiosks. Meristem wants to sell some of the commercial space directly to small businesses to give them more autonomy. Home builders, Weekly Homes, David Weekly, Highland Homes, and Empire Communities will offer an eclectic mix of cottages, townhomes, and single-family homes. Located within the Fort Bend Independent School District, houses will range from about 800 square feet to 2,100 square feet, with prices from under 300,000 to mid 500s. Trying to create a place that people will be happy and healthy and get to know each other and have an actual sense of community, Snodgrass said. There you go. That's what they're building in Richmond, Texas. And I believe that land used to be the property of Texas Department of Criminal Justice. And who spun it off? Rick Perry.
Sure.
He's a former governor.
Oh, what year did he do this?
Right before he ran for president.
So was that 4 years ago?
2016. So yeah, probably. Well, actually he left. So I think 2014, 2013, 2014. He left. Abbott became governor. And then Abbott was the Texas Attorney General. And he'd already fought me on a ADA case, Measures with Disability case. Yeah, he's disabled in a wheelchair.
Damn.
And fought me on a disabled case. Yeah, and won. Yeah, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
Really? You're fighting the fucking American Disability Act? Yeah. Like I said, folks, I've experienced the corruption, and, you know, when you experience it like I've experienced it, it's just mind blowing. So anyway, so Rick Perry decides he wants to run for governor, and Greg Abbott steps in. I want to be governor. Bad enough with Rick Perry. Now I got this guy who already fought me on an ADA case, so he's never going to be out of prison.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, he came in there and he shook things up and changed the whole process and put me in a drug treatment program, or actually a behavioral treatment program. And yeah, kicked my ass out. Here I am. So for that, I thank Greg Abbott. I think he's been a woefully inadequate governor. Personally.
Woefully inadequate.
Woefully inadequate. Yeah,
The way you
because
describe a mofo.
well, before they did the legislative session 2 years ago, they had a surplus of $60+ billion. And they kept saying, what are we going to do with all this money? What are we going to do? And I'm like, hire a fucking private army and go down and protect our border. That's what you do. And then what does he do? 2.5 years later, he's building a base for the Texas National Guard, the army, the private army. So he could have done this years ago, but allowed the immigration to continue. So in my opinion, he's a part of it. And actually, these letters that are going out contain the affidavit that I did for treason against the state, violating Article 1, Section 22 of the Texas Constitution. They got totally ignored by Greg Abbott, Texas legislatures, U.S. senators, U.S. congresspeople from Texas, alternative media, mainstream media, everybody. Not one person has contacted me about that affidavit, ever. Period. It's nuts, which tells me that they don't care. I sent them a sworn affidavit signed by me and a minister, an ordained minister.
Give a damn.
Yeah, good damn. Yeah. Business as usual.
You think about what happened over there in Arizona, where they got those government officials. They served them with affidavits, and they were saying if you got shit. Oh, is that who that? Okay, is that who that's to? Got you. Right. Question answered.
I told y'all I'm like a step ahead of everybody. I try to be anyway. That's why I'm always behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, folks, man, I'd love to sit here all day and chit chat with you guys and kick it with A6, but we got the boogie on down to Pasadena and go check out the gun shows. Taquan gonna be there?
I was trying to listen to what he was saying, but I didn't want to interrupt the show.
Okay.
He just left me a voice message, so we're gonna see if we can get him on meet up with him, whatever.
Okay.
See if we can make that happen. But yeah, we about the big slide, man. Maybe grab some food on the way. Texas food is delicious, so we got to see what's up.
He wants nachos.
Knock it off.
No, I'm gonna rock. Did you get the picture I sent you yesterday?
No, I don't think I got it.
Oh, yeah, I sent you a picture of nachos out of the menu where we went and ate yesterday at Ruichi's.
No, I just got the I don't think I got that joint.
You got that one?
I got the one from Amazon, that's for the radios, and I got this.
Look, bro, those are nachos.
I mean, but yo, like that's a taco, man.
That's a taco.
That is a taco. It's a
How's
freaking
taco?
It's a taco. It's the
Those
same
are
ingredients as
chips.
a taco. It's a taco.
Yeah.
Stuff. It's taco nacho. It's basically a taco.
Well, you can get chicken, you can get fajita,
Or you can just get
ground
old
meat.
fashioned jalapenos with some good cheese on that. Man, that's nachos, man. He talking about tacos. What he want to do is he want to take his tacos and hit them with a hammer and then eat them off the plate.
No.
Why? Just eat a taco if you gonna do that. You know what I mean?
He likes the concession stand nachos with the canned jalapeno, sliced jalapeno, pickled jalapenos on top with the queso cheese that comes in the big square container. They pull out the little dipper and the big hard yellow round corn chips.
Hey, sometimes less is more, man. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you said you said you like do they make their own tortillas? Some of these places make their own tortilla
really?
chips. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they make the nachos.
Yeah, it's not a thing where I come from. It's not a thing, yo.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man, bro. Why you eating that? Come eat over here. Let me show you, let me show you the good shit.
I'm just saying. Hey, but look, real talk, though. Before we leave, I'm gonna try the nachos he was talking about. I'll let you. I'm gonna rate him when I get back. You know what I mean?
Why
Maybe
not?
he's right. Who knows?
Oh, I know I'm right. There's some
All right, fair enough.
other
We gonna
places
see
out
what's
here.
up. We gonna see what's up.
Well, I asked you. Just depends on what you want. You want chorizo? What kind of cheese you want on it? I mean, yeah, there's so many variables.
You got
can
cheese
mix.
options too.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, I
Some
guess
of
I'm an
them come
amateur
with-
when it comes to
Some of them
nachos.
came with like the cheese that you got, which is yellow processed cheese, but basically Velveeta cheese.
Oh,
That's what that is.
I thought it was like a spicy type of cheese.
And
they
it's
need
Velveeta
back
cheese.
there. I didn't know
Oh,
it was
it is,
Velveeta.
yeah. Because they buy it from like Cisco and big food service distributors. So I know exactly what it is. Remember, I used to run food service in okay. Yeah.
Yo,
I used to run food service in
all
prison.
right, with that, we great. Come on.
So I know what all that looks like. I'm a very smart guy. I've done a lot of different things.
Truth. I give him that. Man, sharp dude, right? I don't think there's any question about that.
I mean, who do you know that can just pick up a phone and call a mooring company, talk to them about the ship that happened in Bolton, how that's supposed to be moored and steered out to sea.
Right, by a tugboat.
Two
Tugboats.
one on each side.
There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Remember, Bay Board cargo terminal right behind me. I used to go over there and, fish. I could watch how it all went. I was married to a woman whose father owns Houston Mooring. It's called Rocky Stewart, tugboat pilot, Mississippi River. So anyway, we got to go. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all you guys participated. Lots happening tomorrow. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Oh, the rockets that NASA's shooting. We didn't even get into that.
Damn, we ain't getting into that.
Oh,
Crazy.
yeah. We might shoot a video later on the road.
Yeah, we might see what's up. We might
Yeah.
it might be on my channel. Maybe I'll go live from my channel. We'll see.
There you
Now
go.
go subscribe to A6 Grind Time if you aren't. It's spelled exactly how he spelled it on the screen. I'll put it right into YouTube and drop a sub. And if you're not already sub, we can chop game.
I'll put everything in the description. So when I re-edit the video, I'm not going to do it immediately, but yeah, I'll do it later today. So yeah, go check him out. A6 Grind Time on YouTube. He's over on Telegram as well. That's an invitation only.
Yep.
So if you want to get in there,
Email me.
yeah, y'all know what the deal. What's your email?
A-6_grindtime@protonmail.com. Hit me up.
Did y'all get that? If y'all didn't rewind the video, you know how to reach me. Fearless Floyd Show, yahoo.com, fearlessfloydshow.com. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. And guess what? We'll see y'all on the next show.